So I'm going to explain your task in a bit more detail. So today's task is to evaluate your last piece of art, your pointillism art. Now this will be the objects that you decided to sketch using our composition skills, and then you filled in those pictures with colour and tone. Okay, so you need your artwork in front of you. Now, the first question says, was the composition in your drawing accurate? Now, remember, composition is how you lay the objects out in your picture. Okay, so when you came to draw those objects, did they look like they were in the right positions, like how you had them set out in front of you? Did it reflect the objects that you could see in front of you well? Do you think you placed your objects in the right places on your piece of paper? So then number two says, how could you improve the drawing of your composition? So maybe you place all of your items in a line and you want now to put the smaller objects in front and the larger objects behind. Maybe you set them out and you did do that. So you did have the biggest items at the back and the smallest items at the front, like I did. Maybe you want to play around and set them out next to each other next time or in a diagonal line, for example. So have a think about how you could improve your composition. What might you do next time if you wasn't too keen on your composition this time? Then number three says, have you understood what direction the light is? So what direction the light is coming from. So what did you do to show this? So remember, if the light is coming from one top hand corner, the shadow will be in the opposite corner. So did you show that diagonal placement of the shadow? Did you put the shadow in the correct place so um, the person that's looking at your work could see where the light was coming from? Also consider, did you include any lighter or reflective areas on your objects? So where you left a blank white space to show shine or reflection. Have a think about all those things. And then it says, have you created light and dark areas? Now, this you need to think about. Have you spaced out your dots in some areas of your object? And have you put your dots closer together in some areas of your object? Now, obviously, creating lighter areas will be you spacing them out, and darker areas would be putting your dots closer together. So, have you done it and how did you do it? So it'd be in one of those ways that I just said if you have. So how could you improve your light and dark areas? Maybe your dark areas, you didn't put your dots close enough to each other and it didn't come out as dark as you wanted it to. So maybe you could do that next time. Maybe the light areas, you spaced them out too far and it became too light. Have a little think about how you could improve your light and dark areas. So have you mixed colours using layering? So have you put one colour on top of another to create a different colour? And then if you have, how could you improve the mixing of your colours? Maybe you might need to put um, less of the dark colour before you put the light colour on. Maybe you put too much light and not enough dark. Think about how you can improve the layering, the mixing of your colours.